Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. My name is Jordan and this is Star Stripes and Stories, where we take a look at pivotal moments that shaped American history and work to separate myth from reality. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. It's a story that most of you probably heard. It's one of the most famous ones from the American Revolution, but it turns out that the version that most of us know is actually based more in myth than reality. The date was April 18th, 1775, and essentially you could say that the British and the colonists were sick of each other. The British Army had orders to march on the city of Concord and seize some weapons that the colonists had stored, and there was a group called the Sons of Liberty, who you may have heard of, that were determined to stop them, so they set up a warning system in the Old North Church using lanterns. Paul Revere, who is a member of the Sons of Liberty and also a silversmith, was given the task of warning Patriot leaders such as John Hancock and Samuel Adams in the city of Lexington. But it's a common misconception that he acted alone. William Dawes is a gentleman who took a separate route, and also Dr. Samuel Prescott is another one that joined them. Another common myth is that Paul Revere rode through the night shouting that the British are coming. In reality, that's probably not the case. Most colonists at the time still considered themselves to be British. That phrase would have been really confusing to them. It's more likely that Paul Revere used a phrase something along the lines of the regulars are coming or the regulars are out. In addition to that, if you really think about it, running through the streets shouting the British are coming is going to draw a lot of unnecessary attention to himself when he's trying to discreetly warn those around him of an incoming attack. Another interesting fact is that Paul Revere never actually made it to Concord. While they were on their way, Revere, Dawes, and Prescott were stopped by a British patrol. Dawes managed to escape. Prescott successfully made it to Concord, but Revere was captured, questioned, and eventually released without his horse. So why do we remember Paul Revere's name and not the other two gentlemen? Well, that's largely due to a poem written by Longfellow in 1861. It's titled Paul Revere's Ride. It simplified the story, and it's kind of a victim of something that is common in American history that we call great man history, where it tends to take a certain individual and make them the center point of the story. So it turns out there's actually a lot more to the story of Paul Revere's Midnight Ride. He didn't actually do this by himself. He was part of a larger effort, and the events didn't actually go the way most of us believe they did. That doesn't take away from the story, though. It's still a remarkable story. It's a story of cooperation. It's a story of American spirit. You've got to remember that the colonists at this time were facing down the most powerful military that the world had ever seen, and they were still steadfast in the face of that. So, let me know in the comments, did you already know the story of Paul Revere's Midnight Ride? Was this new information to you? Remember to like, subscribe, comment if you can. It really helps out the channel. Appreciate it.